Back to a new episode. At the calm surface, Shadow's head began to stir. Somewhere behind the glowing screen appeared Rafa's bond with Chelsea as they scrolled through trending university form post photos of Jungkook falling over Kim Taehyung to save him from a basketball affection. JLF looped endless hashtags like Campus KP and Return of Han-su Jungkook. The final one made him scoff. Han-su he had seen through. They thought that he had seen enough. They thought they could forget him. Buzz, it has begun with whispers, then come the photos. Someone dug up old yearbook snapshots from their high school days. Jungkook with his arm around Han-su at a school festival. Han-su smiling smugly beside him during graduation. The caption merciless. Jungkook and Han-su high school's golden couple returns. Okay, but are we ready to talk about how perfect they look together? Forget Taehyung. The tension between Jungkook and Han-su is real. I would say Han-su Jungkook over anything. Period. Taehyung read it all. He tried not to, but he tried to focus on his class notes, but his hands kept shaking. His mind kept drifting. His heart thudded like a drum that wouldn't stop. People were so loud online, and yet Jungkook hasn't said anything. High school 2 years ago, you were always hovering around him, and so voice had been sharp, laced with venomous jealous. If you don't want people like me approaching him, then you keep him safe. Jungkook had clenched his fist. What do you mean? I mean, you did me. Make it official. That way, no one comes near him. I back off, and you get to protect your petal. Was a cruel, calculated offer, but Jungkook was desperate. So he agreed. They posed a smile in photos, held hand in hallways, but when the crowds disappeared, Jungkook would turn away, silent, miserable. Only Han-su ever smiled genuinely because of him. Every moment, even pretended, was closer to Kim Tae-hyung. He told Jungkook the deal was to protect him, but deep down it was all about him, about getting between them. Because even then, Hansu was already obsessed, not with Jungkook, but with the boy Jungkook protected. When high school ended, so did the deal. They parted ways without another word. Back in their shared dorm, things had cooled down. The edge of the bed, arms wrapped around his knees. He didn't say a word in hours. Jungkook sat across the room, rubbing the back of his neck. Jungkook sat across the room, rubbing his back of neck, frustrated by the silence. Petal. No answer. Are you mad at me? Silence. Jungkook sighed and stood up, walking over. He crossed beside him, was soft. You read the forum again, didn't you? Taehyung's voice finally cracked through the tension. Do you still like him? What? Him? Hansu? Jungkook blinked, stunned. Of course not. You have never told me you loved me back then. Not even once, but you dated him. The words hit like a punch. Jungkook grabbed his hand gently. That wasn't real, I swear. But I didn't know that. I kept seeing your photos with him everywhere. Everyone saying you two are perfect. You are the only one I ever wanted to be perfect with. He paused, was trembling. I have never told you I love you back then because I wanted to wait until I could say it without hiding. Taehyung stared at him, eyes wide. The itch in his chest lingered, but a small part of him believed It was Jimin who noticed first. You are not eating. You look like you cried in the bathroom. Split. They later that day in the empty classroom, they took a deep breath and told them truth. I'm engaged to Jungkook. We have lived together since high school. For a long moment, silence. Then Jimin shouted, I knew it. It Yoongi smiled beside him. You took long enough. You guys aren't mad. Taehyung blinked. Mad? Yoongi leaned closer with a grin. Tete, I flirt with you to piss off your fiance. I should be thanking you for being so adorable. Easy to teach. I support you no matter what. Jimin says seriously. You have always had Jungkook's attention. We just wanted you to be honest with us. Taehyung nodded slowly, a tear slipping down his cheek, not from sadness but relief. If any of you were confused before about Han-su's love and trust, this chapter makes it 100% clear. Han-su wants Taehyung and Jungkook. Jungkook and Taehyung are still in the main pairing. The triangle is emotional, not romantic confusion. Escape. The campus had never buzzed like this before. Did you see the notice board? Hansu is really here. Wait, wasn't he Jungkook's ex? Students swear the corridor with whispered glances and theories that light the campus, and somehow every story ended up at the same point. Jungkook and Hansu might be getting back together. The news spread faster than wildfire. Some thought it was expecting, others said they looked perfect together. But Kim Tae-hyung, he felt like the ground had been ripped from under him. In his room, Taehyung sat on the edge of the bed, silent, fidgeting with the bracelet, the one Jungkook gave him 2 birthdays ago. His fingers were trembling. Jungkook stood near the door, watching him. You have barely said a word since morning, he muttered. Taehyung didn't answer. His eyes stayed glued to the floor. Jungkook sighed. Are you mad? No, Taehyung said softly. It was a lie. He was hurt deeply because no matter how hard he tried, that day whispers echoes in his head. They used to be a couple, right? Maybe they will be things, and Jungkook hadn't denied any of it. They were engaged, yes, secretly, but they had never called it love out loud. Maybe Jungkook had only done it out of duty. Maybe Hansu had been the real one all along. The thought broke something inside him. Later that night, campus was quieting down. When Taehyung stepped outside the air, he wandered aimlessly and shoved into his hoodie pocket, and then he froze across the courtyard, partially hidden by a tree-lined path leaned the old music building. Jungkook standing close with Hansu. Weren't touching, not exactly, but they were too close, and when Hansu leaned in, her hands brushing Jungkook's sleeve, it looked intimate. It looked like a moment before a kiss. Taehyung didn't wait to see more. His heart thudded painfully as he turned and ran the bar. More beer. Taehyung muttered. Jimin, sitting beside him, grabbed the bottle. Okay, that's enough. You have had 3. You are crying. I'm not crying, Taehyung wailed, clearly crying. You called a Jungkook a traitor and tried to throw your phone in the toilet. I just don't want to lose him. Yoongi, who had arrived moments earlier after a text from Jimin, wrapped an arm around Taehyung. Tete, listen, he said gently. Jungkook loves you. I know he does. You're gonna leave me, Taehyung sniffed. Both Jimin and Yoongi fell silent. Yoongi finally reached for his phone and typed something quickly, a short message and a beating clip. Jungkook's room. He sat at the edge of the bed, phone in hand, staring at the screen. His inbox seemed. Message from Yoongi, you better come. He's drunk. He thinks you are leaving him. Attached a short video, Taehyung's voice slurred and raw cracked through the silence. Tell him I always believed in him, even when it hurt. Jungkook shot to his feet without thinking, without shoes. He ran straight into the night. Bar was dim quiet now, except for the soft murmurs and the hum of slow music. And things sits between Jimin and Yoongi. His hoodie was stained from spilled beer. His eyes, red from crying, fluttered half shut as he leaned against Jimin's shoulder. He didn't even notice when the door slammed open. Jungkook stood in the doorway, chest heaving, breath ragged. His eyes scanned the room and locked on the boy he had been desperate to find. Petal, Taehyung flinched at the voice. Jungkook walked over fast, but stopped short when Yoongi stood up protectively. You made him cry? Yoongi said coldly, get in the line. Jimin added, voice tight. He thought you were going to kiss Han-su. Wasn't. Jungkook paused. Still hard, I wasn't. He looked at Taehyung kneeling down in front of him. Peter, look at me. Taehyung didn't. I said, look at me. Jungkook whispered, voice breaking slowly. Taehyung lifted his head. His lips wide. What do you want now? I want you. I only ever wanted you. Taehyung's eyes filled again. Then why? Why were you with him? I wasn't with him. He asked to meet. He said he likes you, that he would fight for you. Jungkook let out a breathless laugh, but there was no humor in it. I didn't even know what to say. All this time I thought he would let it go, that it ended in high school, but maybe I was wrong. Maybe I never really saw what he felt. He leaned closer, his eyes desperate. There is nothing else you should know about the past, about high school. Taehyung blinked. That relationship with Han-su, it was fake. Deal. I did it because I thought if I stay away from you, you would be safer, happier. He bowed his head. I was scared, Petal, of what everyone would say, of what it would cost you if the world found out we were engaged. Lance Jungkook looked up and it goes across his face. But I'm not scared anymore, he coughed down, his fingers trembling. I love you. I have always loved you. I don't care if the whole world knows. He leans forward, pressing their foreheads together. Please, tell me, you still believe in us? The silence stretched. Yoongi and Jimin stood back, watching with quiet heart. Then Taehyung let out a soft sob and threw his arms around Jungkook's neck. I believe in you, he whispered. I always have. Jungkook held him tightly as if letting go would destroy everything. I'm sorry, he whispered again and again into Taehyung's ear. I'm so sorry, Peter. I miss you. Taehyung, he kept burying his face in Jungkook's shoulder. Even when you were right next to me. Jungkook kissed his temple. You will never feel alone again, love. Later, outside the bar, the four boys walked together under the street lamps. Jungkook had his arm around Taehyung, holding him protectively. Yoongi reached into his pocket and offered Jimin a lollipop. For stress, Jimin clenched seriously. Works wonders, plus you look like you needed something sweet. Jimin took it, their fingers bruised, neither pulled away. Yoongi leaned closer. You know, I think we would look good together too. rolled his eyes, kept dreaming, but he was smiling. Yoongi grinned within. So there is hope. No comment, Jimin said, face flushed. Their laughter echoes down the streets, mixing with Taehyung's soft giggle and Jungkook's quiet sigh after a leave. For now, the night held no more secret, only healing, only the quiet return of trust. Huge hit campus like wildfire. Did you see? Han-su confessed to Kim Tae-hyung right in front of the literature block. Isn't Jungkook gonna do something? This is better than any drama. Kim Tae-hyung couldn't even walk to class without whispers trailing behind him. People said, pointed outside the library courtyard. Kim Tae-hyung stepped out from his afternoon seminar, fingers still wrapped around his stripes of bag when he spotted him, Han-su, leaning casually against the courtyard tree, arms crossed, waiting. Kim Tae-hyung froze. He had seen 2 days since the incidents, since the bar, since Jungkook's trembling apology and trembling voice whispers, "I love you, Petal," and now this. He should have walked away. He didn't. Kim Tae-hyung, Han-su said, straightening. "What do you want?" Tae-hyung asked quietly, keeping his distance. Han-su's gaze softened. "I didn't mean to make you cry that day." Tae-hyung blinked. "I wasn't trying to hurt you. I wanted to talk to Jungkook and make him realize that he is about to lose. You don't even know anything about us." "I know enough," Han-su said, stepping forward, "and now I want to speak to you, not him." There were students nearby, phones out watching. Han-su didn't care. "I liked you back in high school, Kim Tae-hyung," he said, voice strong. "You were soft, kind, always trailing behind Jungkook, but never less than him." Taehyung's throat tightened. "I watched you from afar. I knew Jungkook loved you even then, but he never said it." Hansu's voice deepened. "But now I'm here, and I'm not stepping back anymore." Taehyung's eyes widened. So stepped even closer, one hand lifting, almost touching Taehyung's cheek, but he stopped himself. "I like you, Kim Taehyung. I want to." A chance gaps echoes across the courtyard. Phones were definitely recording now. Taehyung didn't flinch. He lowered his bag and took a small breath. "Hansu, I'm sorry." Hansu blinked. I'm engaged." And for the first time, he didn't say it. "I love Jungkook. He's mine, even if you are not public." "We are not public yet." Hansu's face twitched just slightly. "Even after everything?" "Yes." "Even after the pain, the secrets, and Chelsea?" "Yes." Because deep down, Taehyung had always been Jungkook's. "I had to say it." Hansu said, "Now that I have, I wouldn't get in the way, but I wouldn't pretend I don't still want you." He smiled bittersweet. "I will wait, just in case." With that, Hansu turned and walked away past the crowd, past the rumors, past the headlines already forming. Later that night, Jungkook has arrival trends on the campus, social media. Hansu confessed to Kim Tae-hyung. Will Jungkook fight back? Two hottest boys in love triangle. We are watching. Jungkook stare at his phone screen, jaw tight, fists clenched. Jimin showed him the trending video. "So, what are you going to do?" Jungkook stood. "I'm going to remind everyone and him who Kim Tae-hyung belongs to." Basketball court was packed. Students filled with bleachers, shoulders to shoulders, buzzing with excitement, not just for the big interdepartmental match, but for what everyone was really waiting for. Would Jungkook respond? Would Kim Tae-hyung show up Was the love triangle real? Phones were out, hashtags trending. The air pulsed with curiosity, but only two hearts truly mattered. On the court, Jungkook was already warming up. Jaw clenched, silent, and teammates noticed the tension, but they knew better than to ask. He wasn't just playing for the championship tonight, he was playing for his battle. At halftime, the court lights dimmed for the students' performance. Girls from the dance department trailed across the floor, but Jungkook wasn't watching. He was scanning the crowd, and then there came Taehyung standing quietly behind the barrier beside Jimin and Yoongi, trying to stay invisible but failing miserably. To Jungkook, he always glowed. Their eyes made things heart raced. Why was Jungkook looking at him like that? Why was his heart so tight? And then Jungkook started walking straight off the court, straight across the floor, straight towards him. The music was still playing, the dance pausing in confusion. The spotlight catch Jungkook in the motion as he stepped over the barrier like he wasn't even there. Taehyung, Jimin whispered. Is he? Yoongi blinked and then the world stopped. Jungkook stood right in front of Kim Taehyung. His breath was ragged, his eyes deep and serious, his hair damp with sweat. Come here, his head was slow but firm. Taehyung blinked, stunned. Jungkook, what are you? Jungkook didn't let him finish. He leaned forward, hand cuddling the back of Taehyung's neck, and kissed him right there under the court lights, in front of everyone, in front of Han-su, in front of the entire school. The crowd erupted into gasps, screams, cheers, and the camera flashes. Kim Taehyung froze for the split second, but then melted into the warmth of Jungkook's lips, his grief, his boldness. This wasn't a secret anymore. He could feel Jungkook's heart thudding against his chest, his fingertips trembling against his skin. Their first kiss tasted like everything would they had been holding in for years, fear, longing, jealousy, devotion finally breaking free. When they pulled apart, the court was rooming. People were crying, screaming, some still in shock, some filming. For the fourth time, Jungkook leaned in again, brushing his forehead against Taehyung. Every soft but still intense petal he whispers was cracked and real. I'm done hiding. Kim Taehyung's lips parted, tears welling in his lashes. The crowd chanted, kiss, kiss, kiss. Jungkook ignored them all, except the one boy who mattered. I love you, he whispered. Let them know. Taehyung nodded shakingly, then pulled him in another kiss. This time he kissed Jungkook. No hesitation, no fear, only love. In the crowd, Jimin looked stunned. Holy shit. Yoongi smirked, wrapping an arm around his shoulder. Guess it's our turn next. When told him, dream on, but he didn't move away. Campus social media that night, sweet forte. I wish there when Jungkook kissed Kim Taehyung. You can't top that in 2025. Campus whispers Jungkook, I'm done hiding. Me melts into floor. Theories 999. So the Han-su triangle was just a these two have been in my words. Heart stopper. And before the kiss wasn't just a kiss, it was a love story with a to be continued. Maybe one more episode left, and I don't know if I will write a bonus episode or not. We will see about it. And how was it? Comment me down. Bye bye.